1925 to 1995. There were no questions from wetlands before 2010. So questions have been added from 2025 to 2010. Before we begin the topic wetlands, my expectations are that you would have read a brief about the wetlands, number of Ramsar sites in India, and basic features of Ramsar sites before 2014. Why 2014? Because number of Ramsar sites before 2014 were just 25, 26. So a basic feature will help us in taking idea that how wetland functions or what are their basic features that will help us in eliminating even today's questions. So with this, let's begin our today's previous year questions. This question came in 2023. Which one of the following is the best example of repeated falls in sea level giving rise to the present day extensive marshland? The answer was Pran of Kutch, and this was in news in 2023. And this was direct question from Vision magazine. The question on Bhitarkanika mangroves has already come. We will see later in the slides only. Pending area is Marakkanam and Naupada swamp. So please go through them about their locations. What are their fundamental features? Naupada swamp was already in news in 2022 because of a nematode infestation which led to a large number of mortality of spotted-billed pelicans. So please read about them. This question of 2022 is, if rainforest and tropical forest are the lungs of earth, then surely wetlands function as its kidneys. So lungs facilitate the exchange of oxygen, whereby it helps in taking CO2, it taking oxygen and removing the CO2 from the lungs. So facilitation of air exchanges takes place here. So similar is the function of rainforest and tropical forest because they help us in providing oxygen. So what are the function of kidneys? It removes excess waste from the body. So how wetlands function as removing the excess waste from the wetland area or the nearby area? The water cycle in wetland involves surface runoff, subsoil percolation and evaporation. This is not unique to wetland. This can be done in any of the ecosystem. So this can be eliminated. Again, algae form the nutrient base upon which fish, crustaceans, mollusks, birds, reptiles and mammals thrive. So algae is not unique to wetlands, so this can also be eliminated. And similarly, this also, wetlands play a vital role in maintaining and sedimentation balance and soil stabilization. Please eliminate this because it is not unique to wetland area. What is unique about is that it absorbs the aquatic plants. Aquatic plant absorb heavy metals and excess nutrients here. There are another functions of wetlands. Please go through them from the basic books. So that will help in doing this question. Next is this again came in 2022. Consider the following statements under Ramsar Convention. It is mandatory on the part of the government of India to protect and conserve all the wetlands in the territory of India. From the all we can eliminate because there are around 2 lakhs wetlands in India, but under Ramsar Convention, so far in 2025, there are some 94 wetlands. So it cannot mandate us to do all, conserve all the wetland. And also wherever it is mandatory, remember that India is not inclined or India does not sign those treaties very easily. But it does not mean that India has not signed any mandatory treaty. So option 1 is eliminated. This eliminates option A and D. Second is the Wetland Conservation and Management Rules 2010 were framed by the Government of India based on the recommendation of the Ramsar Convention. Now, if this has been the case, India joined Ramsar Convention in 1982, sorry, and the Ramsar Convention came into existence in 1971. So what if rules had to be framed after recommendation from the convention, so why it was not done in 1990s or 1980s? Why it took 2010 to frame the rules? So this could be eliminated and we are left with the option 3. And another significant point is that we can be confused here with B and C. but please use your common sense. But why we waited this long? This and now read about this wetland conservation and management rules 2010. Also, wetland conservation rules were amended in 2017 to give more powers to states. So please read about them. This question came in 2018. That's why I was focusing that why we should have a clear idea about all the wetlands before 2014. If that was the case, this could be eliminated. But having said that, this was a difficult question, and in any practical question, if we do not know, then it is better to eliminate them, not do them, not eliminate them. So, which one of the following is an artificial lake? So, Renuka cannot be the option because it has been in existence for long, and if you know a basic history why its name is Renuka, then also we can say that it is a natural wetland. Similarly, if you we have done basics about the Ramsar sites, so we would have read about the Koleru, that it is located between the Krishna and the Godavari river. When we are reading the Koleru, please read about the Pulikat Lake also. Now we are left with the A and C option, which could be confusing, but given that Nainital is located in Uttarakhand area, Himalayan region, the possibility is that an artificial lake could not be created there very easily. So we could have gone for option A, but that is very difficult to do in exam like condition. But try to do elimination like this only. Try to use your common sense after all the readings. So here option A is correct. What does it imply? We should know that Montreal Accord is a part of Ramsar Convention, whereby wetlands which are in very dangerous situation, they are placed under it. From India, Chilika Lake and Kerala Dev National Park was already put under this. So after that, I think Chilika was removed from the Montreal Accord because of its huge conservation achievements. Now, let's see the options. So, changes in the ecological characters have occurred and are occurring or are likely to occur in the wetlands as a result of human interference. Okay, fair enough. The country in which the wetland is located should enact a law to prohibit any human activities within 5 kilometers from the edge of the wetland. So, my concern again is this: if this is the option, then India is not going to sign any such accord where international conventions will guide us what to do. And second is this numerical, why only 5 kilometer, not 10 kilometer, 20 kilometers. So this should have put us that this could be eliminated. Now, the survival of the wetland depends on the cultural practices and traditions of the certain communities living in its vicinity, and therefore the cultural diversity therein should not be destroyed. If cultural diversity was the concern, then we need not to have this environmental convention into picture. We should have some cultural convention like UNESCO or something. So this is kind of just absurd option. Similarly, it is given the status of the World Heritage Site. If we know that Montreux Record is a part of the Ramsar Convention and World Heritage Site is a part of UNESCO Convention, then this could be eliminated, and we are having the option number A as the correct option. Statements is are correct. It is an international organization formed by countries which are signatory to the Ramsar Convention. It works at the field level to develop and mobilize knowledge and use the practical experience to advocate for the better policies. Again, if we have read about the Ramsar sites, then we will know that among the 5 organizations with which the Ramsar Convention works, Wetland International is one of them. But when we say that formed by the countries which are signatories to Ramsar Convention, it is very narrow-minded opinion, and this could not be the case because there would be countries which would have been part of the Wetland International but not part of the Ramsar Convention and vice versa. So this possibility could be eliminated, and then this is very general statement that if something related to Wetland International will work towards the problems related to the conservation of the wetlands. So this could be eliminated. Now, option D is the correct answer. What we have to do is, along with the Wetland International, please go through the BirdLife International, which is also working with Ramsar Convention, and then IWMI, please read about them. And there are three more international NGOs with which Ramsar Convention is working. So please read about them. Consider the following pairs: wetland, confluence of the rivers. I have already told that Koleru Lake is located between the Godavari and Krishna. So we have read that if we have done this Koleru Lake thing in 2014, then some elimination would have been done in 2018. So this is eliminated. We have the option A. So now please go through these Harike Wetland, Kevladev Ghana National Parks, and the rivers, parks, and natural vegetation, whatever is so specific to them, please read about them, and this would help in eliminating the options and arriving at the correct answer. If different question from the wetland area where a statistical question has been asked. So please go through the statistics of wetlands in India from the Ministry of Environment, Forest, Climate Change website. It has all these facts covered. So the country's total geographical area under the category of wetland is recorded more in Gujarat as compared to the other states. This is true statement, and even in 2025 a survey was conducted. Again, Gujarat has the maximum geographical area covered under the wetland. It is, I think, around 21 percentage, if I am not wrong. So the statement one is correct. Second, in India, the total geographical area of coastal wetland is larger than that of inland wetland. Again, this is factual question. We should be knowing this. It is reverse. Actually, in India, the total geographical area under the inland wetlands is more than the coastal wetlands. The ratio is around 78 and 22 percentage. So 78 percentage belongs to inland area and coastal wetlands have near 22 percentage. Please go through that statics. We will have more fact like percentage of the states covered by the wetlands and states. Here it has been asked that the geographical area, then there are certain states which are more in percentage area. The largest wetland in India, smallest Ramsar wetland in India. These facts have been covered in the Ministry of website, Ministry of Environment and Forest website. So please go through them. And two important rivers, one which is source in Jharkhand and known by a different name in Odisha, and another with its source in Odisha, merge at a place only a short distance from the coast of Bay of Bengal before flowing into the sea. This is an important site of wildlife and biodiversity and protected area. Which one of the following could be this? So Bhitarkanika was the answer. Remember the three Bs. Bhitarkanika mangroves is located on the confluence of the two Bs, that is Brahmani River and the Baitarni River. Brahmani River has the origin in Jharkhand and Baitarni River has the origin in Odisha. This should have been an obvious question in 2011 if we had done all the 20 or 25 wetlands which were Ramsar sites which were there. So it is very given on the Wikipedia page on in the very beginning. So this should have not have been a bigger problem. Now read about the Simplipal, read about the Gopalpur on the sea, this Chandipur on sea. If we have done these options of 2011, then question in 2017 could have been cracked. The Chandipur that where seashore line recedes twice a day. This was the question in 2017, and the correct answer for that was Chandipur on sea. So that is how previous year question help us in eliminating the options or solving the question. Reliable safety hedge against coastal calamities. How do mangrove function as a safety hedge? When we are talking about the functions of any geographical or the environmental system, please remember that something which should be unique to it. We have already seen a question like this in our previous slides. So something which should be unique to mangrove should be the answer here, that which could provide a reliable safety hedge against the coastal calamities. The mangrove swamps separate the human settlements from the sea by a wide zone in which people neither live nor venture out. If you have the basic idea about the wetlands, then this is not possible. Kolkata wetland used to support people's drinking water needs. So not venturing, not living. This is not possible as far as wetlands are concerned. Second, the mangrove provide both food and medicines which people are in need of after any natural disaster. This function of both food and medicine is not unique to mangrove. This could be function of any ecosystem or any forest as such, any herbal garden or any herbal trees. This could have been done. They can function like that. So mangrove is not needed there. The mangrove trees are tall with dense canopies and serve as an excellent shelter during a cyclone or tsunami. If dense canopies are the criteria, then why not we have the tropical rainforest, and then Andaman and Western Ghats should have tsunamis and they should be protected. But that is not the case. So dense canopies should not be the criteria to have the mangroves with unique function to protect the people against the calamities. So we are left with this option. The mangrove trees do not get uprooted by storms and tides and because of their extensive roots. So this is the option because they do not get uprooted by storms and tides. Please read about the root types of the mangrove trees and their features. This will help us in doing the questions from the mangroves area. Person. India is a party to the Ramsar Convention and has declared many areas as Ramsar sites. Which one of the following statement best describes as to how we should maintain these sites in the context of this convention? Keep all the sites completely inaccessible to man so that they will not be exploited. This is not possible. Again, in case of the wetlands, we have seen that wetlands do have the people venturing in and out there, so this is not possible. Conserve all the sites through ecosystem approach and permit tourism and recreation only. Firstly, all is the problem here because that is not possible. Different wetlands need different types of approach, and permit tourism and recreation only. That is also problematic here, why not other activities. Conserve all the sites through ecosystem approach for a period without any exploitation with a specific area and a specific period for each site, and then allow sustainable use of them by future generation. This is just a statement to confuse us, but what is problematic here is that it is a very weird and ideal situation, which is not possible that you remove the people first and then conserve and then allow the people for the sustainable use. There are many ecologically sensitive area in India where we have not been able to relocate the people despite facing many challenges of of them living there. So this is not possible. This will have all the legal and the environmental problems here. Conserve all the sites through the ecosystem approach and allow their simultaneous sustainable use. So simultaneous word has made it a better moderate option, and that's why it will be the option for this question where we have to where this question has to be solved, that which one of the following statement best describes as to how we should maintain these sites in context of this conservation. Thank you.